Good morning and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you present today in the GK class. Before going ahead with the today's class, again the same thing I would like to repeat here. That is, we are not sure about the number of cases, whether they are increasing or decreasing. When if you are a regular newspaper reader, so you'd be able to observe here, that is the same things which have been told by me are the observations of the newspaper headlines only. That is, basically in some days you'll be able to find that is the number of cases are declining very sharply, whereas in some days you'll be able to find here that is the number of COVID cases are increasing at a very rapid rate. So we cannot decide whether the number of COVID cases are exactly declining or increasing. Thereby it is my humble request to each and every one of you to take all the necessary precautions so that you as well as your family, we as well, remain on a safer side. And let's hope for the best. As if you would have read the newspaper, so this month only we are going to have the first slot of the vaccines which are going to come, and when the vaccination would be done, it will become we can take a little bit of relief, but still prevention is better than cure. So instead of curing it either with the help of medicines or vaccines or anything like that, it would be much more better if we go for the precautions which can be taken either by maintaining the social distance or by using the mask. Okay, so both the things are very much important, and I hope all of you are following it. And at the same time, I request others as well to please follow it and create awareness. If you are not able to find itself, or if you are not able to tell all these things to any one of the strangers who is present outside, at least you can pass on the same message to your uncles, aunties, as well as to your own relatives, father, mother, and everyone, so that not only you but they also remain on a safer side. And you just have to say it. Okay, whether they are going to follow it or not, that is none of our business. Okay, let us start with our today's class. First and the foremost thing, I am going to share you the syllabus, and thereafter we will be going ahead with the bookish part and everything. What I remember is that in the last class we have completed these two page numbers, that is last page of science and technology, page number 57, as well as we have also completed page number 45 of arts and literature. Okay, so today we will be doing page number 51. First we will be completing this art and literature, and thereafter we will be going ahead with the sports and entertainment. Okay, so let us start with this, that is your arts and literature, and thereafter we will be starting with sports and entertainment, the very first page, that is your page number 46. Starting with this page number 51, let us see what is there in this. Okay, so page number we have here is 51. Okay, this is your page number 51. Let us see what is there in this, and let us complete this part as well. Okay, this is basically a word game. Word, as all of you know, if we talk about the word basically, so what is word? Word is what? A group of letters, okay, or alphabets which give us some or the other meaningful which provide us with some or the other meanings. That is known as your word basically. That is a group of letters which has been arranged in such a way that they give out some of the meaningful nature, or they become of meaningful nature. Starting with this, if we see here, so we have today what we are going to study is, this is including your English grammar part, which we have which you all would have studied little bit earlier as well. That is, we are talking about basically the prefix and the suffix. Okay, when we are talking about both the things, that is your prefix as well as the suffix, so what we are going to deal here is, that is, what are the things? Prefix, when we are talking about, so prefix basically means pre means before. That is, what are the things which can be added before a word so that it becomes meaningful. Or suffix, when we are talking about, so suffix basically means that later on. So what are the alphabets, what are the combinations of alphabets which can be added to the end of any word so that it becomes meaningful in nature. Okay, so we will be dealing with these two examples, and please remember it. See, prefix and suffix, two things are there. Okay, you prepare just one, that is prefix. Pre means before, suffix means automatically at the end of the word. So if you are going to prepare one, other will be just opposite of that. One is added in the beginning of the word, another one is added at the end of the word. Okay, so starting with this, the very first one is that add a prefix to each word in brackets to match the meanings and write the newly formed words in the blanks. Choose your answers from the help box. Okay, the very first one is that not connected with something. Okay, so when we are talking about not connected with something, that is your irrelevant. Okay, so here relevant is the word, but we are adding here that is ir, we are adding it before the word relevant, which becomes just opposite. Okay, when we are talking about relevant, so relevant is that is connected with something. Irrelevant, when we are talking about, so irrelevant basically means which is not connected with something. Now some of the common examples which I would like to suggest you, that is when we are studying now. Okay, so book, pen, pencil, everything, these are some of the relevant things which are related to your education part. Okay, that is you can think it to be. But if you talk about some other things like your waste, but these waste also are a part of our education system only, because each and everything is included in this education system except for a few things. Okay, but if you talk about the waste disposal, okay, so in the case of waste disposal, okay, if you are talking about education, so this is a little bit irrelevant. Okay, why it is irrelevant? Because हम कूड़ा फेंकने की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो उसमें पढ़ाई की बात नहीं आती है. ओके, इनडायरेक्टली इट कम्स बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ यू नो, जैसे हम लोग अभी पढ़ाई की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, फिर कोई एक स्टूडेंट या फिर मैं ही, ठीक है, मैं खुद, ठीक है, कोई एक फैमिली इश्यूज़ को आपके सामने इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूं, ठीक है, या किसी प्रॉब्लम्स को या फाइट को इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूं, सो इट इज़ इररेलेवेंट हियर. ओके, बिकॉज वी आर हियर टू हैव आवर जीके क्लास, टू हैव आवर इंट्रोडक्टरी क्लास. ओके, अगर इस कंसेप्ट में मैं कुछ और दूसरे कंसेप्ट्स या दूसरे टॉपिक्स इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ, लाइक फैमिली इश्यूज, फाइट्स और एनी अदर एक्टिविटीज विच आर गोइंग ऑन, सो इट इज ऑफ नो यूज फॉर अस. ओके, so this completely becomes irrelevant for us. Moving ahead with this, the second one we have not straight from one point to another, that is your indirect. Okay, that is we want to say something but we are not able to say it directly. Okay, that is जैसे आप लोग भी देखते हो, ठीक है, हम लोग करते भी हैं, ठीक है, दैट इज कॉमन फॉर यू एज वेल एज मी एंड एवरीवन, ओके, हु इज सर्वाइविंग ऑन दिस सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ. ओके, सो जैसे अगर फॉर एन एग्जांपल हम लोग ले लें कि हमें कोई चीज़ पसंद आ जाती है. ओके, वी आर देयर विथ आवर पेरेंट्स एंड वी लाइक समथिंग, दैट इज वी लाइक दिस चॉकलेट. ओके, और जस्ट फॉर एन एग्जांपल आई हैव टेकन दिस पेंसिल टू बी वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स. ओके, so I would be just telling my parents that father or mother, this pencil is very beautiful. Okay, it is having good color combinations, belonging to a good brand as well. Okay, I'm not directly saying that father or parents, mother or father, please purchase this pencil for me, but I'm indirectly telling it that is this is very good, this blah 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 and everything. Okay, so this is the basically the meaning of indirectly. Okay, in the same way, directly when we are talking about, so directly I'll be telling, or I'll be asking the shopkeeper, please give me this pencil, or I would be asking my parents to please purchase this pencil for me. So in both the cases the meaning remains the same, but in one of the cases it becomes easier for us to understand, that is in the case of direct one, but in the case of indirect case it becomes little bit difficult for us to understand. Okay, moving ahead with this, to behave improperly with someone, that is your treat is there. Okay, now this treat is having dual meaning, that is treat is also given party as well, and this treat is related to behavior as well. So when we are talking about, when we add the word miss, that is mis, that is prefix here to this word treat, so it becomes mistreat. So this is the meaning, that is we are that is rudely behaving with anyone, or we are not giving respect to anyone, or not showing proper culture or anything like that. So all these things comes in the concept of mistreat only, and mistreat basically is correlated with whenever anyone comes to your homes and you have to greet him, but instead of greeting you start mistreating with him, misbehaving with him. That comes under this part. Okay, next one we have is here, that is not familiar. So not familiar means unknown. Okay, known is the word and the prefix is your un, that is your un. So the becomes unknown, like each and everyone who is walking on the road may not be known to you. Okay, so may not be known or may be unknown for you. Okay, why I'm telling maybe? Because some of the peoples can be your relative, or some of the peoples can be the person whom you might be knowing. Okay, so that is why not familiar basically means here unknown. Not permitted by law, that is your illegal. Okay, when we are talking about legal, so that is through the law, permitted by the law. But when it comes not permitted by the law, so that becomes basically your illegal. Okay, intended to mislead or cheat, that is your dishonest. Honest basically means sachai. Dishonest basically means your that is you are not true enough in your duties, in your words or anything like that. Dishonest means बेईमानी हम कह सकते हैं. ठीक है, this can be honest, can be your ईमानदारी. Okay, so intended to mislead or cheat. So these are some of the prefix which are added before the word and which completely changes the meaning of it. Okay, like known, the opposite of known is unknown. Legal opposite illegal. Honest dishonest. Treat mistreat. Direct indirect. Relevant irrelevant. So basically what you are able to find here is that in most of the cases or all of the cases which have been provided here, okay, whenever we are adding all these prefixes to these words, we are able to draw the conclusion that the meaning of that word completely becomes just opposite of it. Okay, moving ahead with the next part, we have combine the roots and suffixes given in the help box to fill in the blanks here. Now see, here root is basically what? Root is basically the word or the middle portion where prefix or suffix can be added. But here it is telling that we have to just add the suffixes. So we will not be talking about the prefix, which we have already done in the first part, that is your A part. So here we will be basically doing or going ahead with the suffixes only, which are given in the help box along with the root word. Okay, let us see here. So the very first one we have here is that one more thing I would like to say here, that is all of you would have observed when your grammar classes would have been taken by your English teacher. Okay, so in the sentence or in the word, root word or root of that word will be explained to you. Like suit is the root. Okay, so we can add able there, so it becomes suitable. Okay, or ably there, suitably. Okay, or in this way the roots of the word can be provided with the suffix, which completely gives it a change meaning or some or the other meanings. Like suit often means the apparel. Okay, that is which we used to wear during the parties. But when you add there the suffix, that is your able, so that becomes suitable, that is which is comfortable for you, which you are able to deal with it easily. Okay, moving ahead with this, the very first one, that is the cold weather in the Arctic region is suitable for the sledge dogs. Okay, so when you are talking about the suitable here, so suit is the root word and able is the suffix which you are adding here. Okay, next one, moving ahead. In our country we have a democratic गवर्नमेंट. ओके, सो हियर गवर्न इज बेसिकली मीन्स किसी चीज को चलाना और रूल करना या फिर डायरेक्ट करना. ठीक है, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. ओके, लाइक एजुकेशन इज गवर्न्ड बाय द एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर. ओके, वट एवर द इंस्ट्रक्शंस आर बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड बाय हिम, we all are going to follow the same thing only. Okay, so govern is the root word and when we add ment here, so that becomes your government. Okay, next we have here the third one, that is be careful while crossing the road here. Okay, so here if you see here, so care is the root word because care has a meaning, and mostly you will find here that is all the root words they have, or all the roots basically they have a particular meaning to it, which gets little bit changed when they are being added by the suffixes. Okay, so be careful, care basically means to uh, that is to have a little bit responsible for someone, or to think of someone, to help someone. This becomes a little bit, or it all comes under the meaning of the care. Whereas when we add this word full here in this careful, so this becomes a different meaning here. That is, careful is basically we should be careful while crossing the road. That is, we should look for the left as well as the right. Along with this, we should also go for the traffic lights and see whether we are comfortable with it or not. Okay, so in this case, careful is the proper word here. Next we have here is, that is, to save the world from pollution, we must spread environmental awareness. Okay, so here aware is the root word, whereas ness is the suffix here. Okay, so aware becomes is meaning of aware is, that is, we should be careful enough, we should be knowing enough, that is, what may be the consequences of what we are speaking, doing, our actions, or anything like that. Okay, so aware basically means, that is, we should be careful enough, we should be knowing enough about anything which we are doing. But when it comes to awareness, so just like we have been discussing over the last few months continuously in this entire session, that is, we should spread awareness among the people regarding the COVID-19 precautions and everything. So this is what, that is, spreading some kind of useful information which is going to help them either to deal with this pandemic situation or to deal with their problems here. Okay, next one we have here is, that is, Time is a weekly news magazine published in New York. Okay, so week is the root word here and lee is the suffix here. Week, all of you know that is, week refers to the 7 days which are present. Okay, starting from Monday up to Sunday. Okay, or from Sunday up to Saturday, anything from wherever you feel like starting. And when we add lee here, so time is a weekly, that is once in a week, basically what I think. Okay, Time is a weekly news magazine published in New York, that is once in a week this is going to be published. Okay, the Uttarakhand floods in 2013 rendered many people homeless. As all of us we know that home is the place where we used to live, or basically the house. Okay, there would be some kind of difference between the home and the house. Like, your house can be any apartment where you are living for a temporary basis, but when it comes to your home, that is your basically the personal belongings, or your personal house is there where you are comfortable with it. Okay, starting with this, or moving ahead with this, homeless. So home is the root word here and less is the suffix which is having again a meaning. Okay, so here if you see, this is the first word which has come. Okay, which is having a meaning here, that is, suffix is also having a meaning. Less basically means that is decrease in number or less in quantity or anything like that. Okay, so homeless means the people, the home of the many peoples were destroyed due to this Uttarakhand floods. Okay, moving ahead, so ahead with the last part of this page number, that is the fact file. So the longest word in an English dictionary is pneumoltramicroscopics volcanoneosis. Okay, which has 45 letters. It is an invented long word that is said to mean a lung disease. The one letter words like I and the article a are the shortest words in the English language. Now, just now during the beginning of the discussion only, I told you that words are a group of letters, okay, which provide us with some kind of meaning here. But when you see here, that is I as well as a, okay, so they are not group of words, they are your single alphabets which are also providing the meaning here. I basically means myself or me, whereas a basically means single, that is singular. Okay, we are representing I need a pen, that is I need only single pen. So this is also that is your I and or a are the shortest word, whereas the longest one we have just now pronounced it. I request you as well to try to pronounce this entire part and see whether you are able to do it or not, or try to do it by splitting up or breaking up into 2 or 3 simple words. Okay, so this was your page number 51. Now if we go ahead, okay, so page number 51 is over. Moving ahead with the sports and entertainment, so that is your page number 46. Let us go ahead with this as well. 46. Okay, this is the page number, that is your tennis time. Okay. Tennis time, when we are talking about, so basically we are dealing with the tennis game only. Okay, now see, basically when we are talking about this tennis, so we have two different types of tennis, that is we have the lawn tennis as well as the table tennis. So table tennis is quite short, okay, that is over a rectangular table. The two players, they have to play the tennis with a small ball as well as the small racket, whereas in the case of your not racket basically, but that is also considered to be a racket only, but it is a special one for the tennis ball, because it is just like same but little bit our badminton racket, but it is much more powerful because here the ball is of tennis ball, that is which we are using, whereas in the case of your badminton racket, or in the case of badminton, we use cork, which is much more lighter as compared to your tennis ball here. Okay, so starting with this, what we are going to see here is, that is basically, I hope all of them, they belong to the lawn tennis only. No one is of the table tennis, but maybe, I cannot say this thing for sure. Let us start with this. Identify these famous tennis players from the images and write their names in the blanks provided. Choose your answers from the help box. Okay, so the very first one we have here is, that is Martina Navratilova. Okay, this person. Second one we have here, that is your PT Sampras or PT Sampras. Third one we have here John Berg. Okay, now John Berg, when we are talking about these two dots which you are able to see here on the letter O. Okay, this is a French word. I would like to inform you here, that is this we generally use it in French only. If here it is not the French word, so I don't have any idea why it is being used here. Next one we have here, the next person is your none other than but the famous one, that is your Roger Federer. Okay, next the upcoming ones, the two sisters, that is your Serena Williams and one more which we have discussed, or we will be discussing in your higher classes, but I think we have discussed. Okay, next one we have, and the father of Serena Williams, he told that the younger sister is going to play much more better game as compared to Serena. Okay, that is, she is the elder one, and the younger sister, her name is also something Williams only. Okay, next one we have, that is Steffi Graf. Okay, she is the lady who is also one of the famous tennis players. Okay, maybe of the olden times, maybe, I cannot say this thing for sure. The next one we have here, that is match these terms associated with the game of tennis with their meanings by writing the correct letters in the boxes. Okay, ace, okay, that is B, a point is scored on a serve that the opponent fails to touch. Okay, double fault, that is your C, two consecutive serving faults resulting in the loss of a point. Okay, ATP, now don't get confused with this ATP, as this ATP is common term in your science as well. Okay, this ATP is the currency unit of energy. Okay, so here the ATP here is your A, that is the governing body of men's tennis, whereas in the case of science it is your adenosine triphosphate, which is responsible for providing the energy to the body. Match point, we have a situation where one player will win the match by winning the next point. Deuce, that is your D, that is a tie after each side has scored 50. Okay, sorry, 40. Okay, next one, fact file. The term Grand Slam or Major refers to any of the 4 annual tennis tournaments that are considered to be the most important and prestigious. They are the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. Okay, so this was all for today. Next, what we are going to do here is, that is, we are going to go ahead with the current affairs. Okay, this part. And after this current affairs, I'll be again providing you some of the questions. Okay, this one. These are the current affairs of 10th, that is yesterday, because all of you know that whatever the news comes, that is the older news of one day before. Okay, so starting with here, the foundation stone of the new parliament building laid by the PM Modi. That is, on December he laid the foundation stone. That is, the Prime Minister has decided to change that entire structure, designs, as well as the size as well, okay, of the parliament building at Sansad Marg in Parliament Complex. The contract for the project of constructing the building has been given to Tata Projects Limited. The new building will also an integral part of the government's Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. As per the Lok Sabha Speaker, the existing parliament building will be conserved as an archaeological asset of India. Okay. Next one, renowned Hindi poet Mangalesh Dabral passes away. So he passed away on 9th of December, that is day before yesterday, okay, in Delhi at the age of 72. He suffered a heart attack following the coronavirus related complications, as he was tested positive a few weeks ago. Dabral, he was well known for works like Pehar Pehar Lalteen and Awaaj Bhi Ek Jagah Hai. His works were also translated into all the major Indian and foreign languages. In 2000, Mangal Dabral was honored with Sahitya Akademi Award for his collection of poetry named Hum Jo Dekhte Hain. Okay. The next one we have, that is the Pfizer's corona vaccine is being approved by Canada, okay, for those above 16 years of age. This decision has opened the possibility for Canadian citizens to receive the vaccine in the next week. Now, this Canada has become the second country after Britain to give approval to the vaccine developed as a joint collaboration between Pfizer Inc. and BioNTech. The Health Department of Canada has also assured that the review process of approving the vaccine was rigorous. Okay, Lakshadweep becomes 100% organic. Okay, now this island has been declared as the first union territory to become 100% organic. The region opted for farming that is 100% organic and is without the use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. In 2016, Sikkim was declared to be the first organic farming state in India. The certification to Lakshadweep for being 100% organic was given on the basis of the evidence submitted by the administration. Okay. Nuclear power artificial sun activated by China. If you remember, a few days back I have told you this thing, that is, China has prepared a kind of container or a structure which is acting like an artificial sun by having the reactions which is taking place in the original sun, trying to perform it artificially. So nuclear powered artificial sun HL2M tokamak reactor was successfully activated by China for the first time on December 4, 2020. The fusion reactor by the Chinese was switched only for a brief test. The reactor has been expected to fuel the energy ambitions of China for years to come if it will be made more sustainable. The successful activation is also being considered as an important scientific achievement at the time when the world has been working and finding methods to shift to the cleaner form of nuclear energy. Okay, I hope this is enough for you. We have 1 minute more, so I request you to please take the screenshot or the pictures of these questions. 3 questions are only there. If you are able to do it, well and good, no problem. First one, I've told you, it is just same like the last time which you all have done. So hash basically represents your subtraction. So here you will put subtraction sign. Percentage, if you will all would have studied little bit, well and good. Otherwise, just try to solve it. If not, I'll be providing you the solutions tomorrow, and please match your answers with it. Okay, so this is all for today. I hope all of you would have enjoyed the class as well, and please take the picture or the screenshot of all these 3 questions as well. Okay, I hope all of you would have taken, okay, all the 3 questions. Just take the screenshot or the picture so that you will be able to solve it a little later as well. Okay, so this was all for today. Thanks a lot for being with me, and have a superb day ahead, and please do not forget to take all the necessary precautions. Thank you.